The one that got away, it's not romantic. It's actually disrespectful. I'm Crystal. I'm a relationship coach for women. Let's get into it. Because think about it. How would you feel being with someone who loves you, who chose you, but in the back of their mind, there's someone else they believe was the one? Yeah, no. And I didn't always think like this. I used to think the one that got away was beautiful, romantic, poetic, like that yearning, like the songs, like in the movies, right person, wrong time. And I thought that meant something deep until my husband told me something that completely changed how I saw it. He basically asked me, would you want to be with someone knowing there was someone else in their heart that they believe was the one? And I was like, no. It doesn't feel romantic at all. It feels heavy, unfair, like I'm competing with a ghost, and that's exactly what it is. Because when you hold on to the one that got away, you're not holding on to a real person anymore. You're holding on to a version of them in your mind. And let's talk about this from a real perspective, right? Scientifically, because our brains are so powerful. When you experience attraction, connection, chemistry, your brain activates its reward system. That's where dopamine comes in. Now, dopamine is what makes something feel exciting, meaningful, like this matters. But here's the thing, your brain doesn't just store memories like a camera, it reconstructs them, which means over time you start remembering things better than they actually are or were. And that goes into infidelities too, but that's for another time. You forget the red flags. You forget the incompatibilities. You forget the reasons why it didn't work. You forget that you were the reason why it didn't work out sometimes. But you start looking at it the way you wish it was, and it fills in the holes. So you're now not remembering a person, you're remembering a story. And then you attach your emotions to that story. Now your brain is like, wait, dang, that was the one. No, it wasn't. It was a moment, it was a feeling, it was potential, it wasn't reality. And this is where it becomes disrespectful because if you hold on to that narrative, you will not be able to move on fully. You'll start comparing every new person to someone from your past, and it's not even a real version of themselves. It's an edited version, a romanticized version, the shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't version. And now you're sitting here wondering why nobody measures up. It's because you're comparing real people to a fantasy. That's not fair. Not to them, not to you. I'll give you a real life example. I remember one time I was in a bookstore. Ugh, I'm embarrassed. I met this guy and we clicked instantly. Like everything was flowing, conversation, connection, everything. And he was attractive and I felt it. But I was married at the time to my ex husband. I remember feeling the spark. And I told myself, I gotta go. And I left because one thing about me, I'm not stepping out on anyone. So I left. And I kid you not, 5, 10 minutes later, I felt this heavy feeling like, damn, did I just meet my soulmate? Did I just miss out on my person? And looking back now, that was not the truth. That was my brain reacting because in that moment, I was lacking connection. In that moment, I felt unseen, unheard by my marriage. It was struggling. And when I experienced that spark with someone else, my brain filled in the blanks. I didn't know that man. He could have had red flags. We could have been incompatible, had different values. I had no idea, but my brain created a story anyways. And I'll never forget that night. That was the first night I actually had a real deep conversation with my mentor about my marriage because in that moment I realized something. I wasn't missing a person, I was lacking connection, I was lacking attention, I was lacking emotional intimacy. And instead of leaning into the fantasy, I made a decision to recreate and regrow my reality. So let's talk about that perception. And that's where we need to talk about your brain again, because your brain is literally shaping your reality every single day. There's so much information happening around you at all times, but your brain only allows you to focus on a small fraction of it based on your environment, based on how you were raised, based on what you believe, and based on what you keep thinking about. That's why I keep talking about controlling your thoughts. If you keep thinking about the one that got away, your brain will literally start filtering your reality through that. And to support that belief, you'll start looking for evidence like, see, I'll never find that again. See, nobody compares. And now you're limiting yourself. sometimes without even realizing it because your brain is no longer open to what's actually in front of you. It's stuck looking behind you, and now you're blocking your future. That's the truth. If you keep holding on to that person, you're blocking yourself from recognizing the person you were actually meant to be with and the person you're actually supposed to grow into because your brain is not searching for new alignment. It's searching for old familiar. I can't say that. Familiar. It's looking for the familiar. So let's be real for a second. A lot of the time, you didn't even truly experience life with that person. You had surface level connection, maybe some deep conversations, maybe some chemistry, but you didn't build a life together. You didn't go through hardships together. You didn't carry responsibility together. You didn't go through what you went through to be who you are now. So, how is your brain telling you that was the love of my life? You don't actually know that. You don't know that. You don't even know them. Your brain is building a case for something that was never fully tested. And this is what you need to understand. When we want something so bad, you got to ask yourself, why do I want it? Because if you're actually honest with yourself, it's not even about the person that you really want or the thing that you really want. It's about how you believe you'll feel when you actually have that person in your life or have that thing that you want in your life. But you can feel that right now with the person that you currently have in your life, with the people that you have in your life, with the things you do currently in life. It's the way that you think about things. You have to actually lean into gratitude, into appreciation for what you do have so God can actually bless you with more out of those relationships or in life. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. Regret. If I could go back, if I had a time machine, like the song says with what Katy Perry. But no, you shouldn't regret anything because everything you've been through has been happening to prepare you. If you didn't make those decisions, you wouldn't be who you are today. And you wouldn't be ready for what God actually has planned for you. And even that song, Erica Badu, I loved it. How can I want you for myself when I'm already someone's girl? That's the conflict right there. That's the pull between fantasy and reality. And if you don't check that, you'll start entertaining things that go against your character. No offense to Miss Badu, she's awesome. I love her. Because let me be clear, I'm human. I've felt that pull. I've felt that curiosity, that excitement, but I'm not going to sacrifice my character, not for a fantasy. I'm not going to risk my integrity for something that isn't real. And that's where self control comes in. That's where discipline comes in. That's where you stop reacting and you start choosing. And let's also talk about something real, especially if you're in a relationship or in marriage. Your brain is designed to get used to things over time. That excitement you feel in the beginning, that dopamine, that novelty of something new, it naturally levels out. And that doesn't mean your partner is wrong. That doesn't mean something is missing. Probably means you guys need to continue dating. That means your brain is adapting. So what happens? You start remembering the past, feels more exciting than your present, not because it was better necessarily, but because it was new. You were excited about things. Things were changing. Things felt like they were moving forward. But the Bible teaches us to be present and to steward what we have. Ecclesiastes talks about enjoying the life you have, not chasing something behind you, not fantasizing about something else, but being present, being grateful, and building where you are. So, no, you didn't lose the one. You were being shaped, you were being refined, you were being prepared. And if you keep holding on to the past, you will delay what's meant for you in your future. Everyone comes into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So let it go. Learn from it, grow from it. Don't build your life around it. And this is where I'm going to bring God into this because I truly believe if something is meant for you, it will be for you. You didn't miss it. God's not up there like, oh, wow, look at that. She missed her person. No. The Bible says in Proverbs 3:5-6 to trust in the Lord and he will direct your paths, which means what is for you will not miss you. And if you keep holding on to that one that got away, it will actually block you from seeing who God has for you because your heart is still attached to something behind you. I at one time believed this rando was the love of my life that I just missed somehow. Then I wouldn't be married to who I am now. And I wouldn't have learned and gone through what I needed to go through in that previous marriage to be prepared for who God had for me in the future, which is what I'm currently living in. So don't just believe the story that your brain created out of emotion, memory, and longing. Challenge that story, or it will keep you stuck. It'll keep you comparing. It'll keep you disconnected from what's actually in front of you. And you deserve better than that. You deserve something real, something aligned, something intentional, and something that doesn't require you to look back to feel like you lost something. Because you didn't lose it. You were being prepared, refined. So if this resonated with you, I go deeper into this inside my training: intentional dating, singleness, and redefining marriage. Click the link below, and I'll break down the steps to becoming your best self and attracting the relationship that you actually want. So if I could wrap it up into one sentence, the one that got away is actually just memory mixed with emotions, not reality. Bye.